day, everyone. I am Jemary Ann Q. Macahelos, a second-year student of Bachelor of Elementary Education. In this video, I will discuss the reproductive structures of animals under Module 5, Biodiversity and Evolution. So, reproductive structures of animals. Every living thing has a number of organ systems operating to perform specific functions. If you were to examine one of these systems, you would observe a number of parts working for distinct purposes. An organ system resembles a running machine, like a machine with gears and gadgets working like clockwork to do a single task. An organ system comprises organs working together to carry out a particular function. A reproductive system is an organ system for the creation of offspring. So the structures of animals consist of primary tissues that make up more complex organs and organ system. Homeostasis allows an animal to maintain a balance between its internal and external environments. The structures of animals consist of primary tissues that make up more complex organ and organ systems. The male reproductive system has several interconnected working parts that must function together for successful mating to occur. The reproductive structures of many animals are very similar, even across different lineages, in a process that begins with two gametous eggs and sperm and ends with a zygote, which is fertilized egg. In animals, ranging from insects to humans, males produce sperms in testes, and sperm are stored in the epididymis until ejaculation. The male reproductive system includes the penis, scrotum, testes, epididymis, vas deferens, prostate, and seminal vesicles. The testicles play a major role in animal reproduction by producing sperm, or the male sex cells, also called spermatozoa. Testicles also produce a hormone, testosterone, which causes the appearance and behavior of the animal to have masculine traits. Every male animal has two testicles. Sperm cells enter the epididymis attached to each testicle. They are stored there while they mature. The scrotum is a two-lobed sac that contains and protects the two testicles. It also regulates the temperature of the testicles, which must be maintained below body temperature. When the environmental temperature is lower than the desired temperature, the scrotum contracts, pulling the testicles toward the body for warmth. When the environmental temperature is higher than the desired temperature, the scrotum relaxes, permitting the testicles to drop away from the body. This temperature regulation is greatly important to the reproductive process because of its effect on the production and the vitality of sperm. So another important organ of the male reproductive system is the vas deferens, which serves as a transportation tube that carries the sperm containing fluid from each epididymis to the urethra. The urethra is the large muscular canal extending from the urinary bladder to the end of the penis. The seminal vesicles open into the urethra to produce a fluid that protects and transports sperm. The prostate gland is near the urethra and the bladder. It produces a fluid that mixes with the seminal fluid throughout animal reproduction. The mixture of seminal and prostate fluids and sperm is called semen. The Cowper's gland produces a fluid that moves down the urethra ahead of the seminal fluid. This fluid cleans and neutralizes the urethra, helping protect the sperm as they move through. Several glands add volume and nutrients to the sperm-rich fluid coming from the epididymis. They are known as the accessory sex glands. So the penis deposits the semen with the family reproductive system. The urethra in the penis is surrounded by spongy tissue that fills with blood when the male is sexually aroused. This causes an erection, which is necessary for copulation or mating to occur. The sigmoid flexure, commonly found in bulls, rams, and boars, and the retractor muscle extend the penis from the shaft. The tubular fold of skin. The glans penis at the tip of the penis acts as a sensory organ. So as you can see, like the male, the female mammal has a complex system of organs that compose the reproductive system. Some major organs that make up the female reproductive tract are the ovaries, oviducts, uterus, vulva, bladder, clitoris, and vagina. A female mammal typically has 2 ovaries. Within each ovary are hundreds of tiny follicles or cavities where the ova are produced. The ova or eggs are the female sex cells. Each ovum is the largest single cell in the body. The ovaries also produce the female sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone. 2 tubes carry the ova from the ovaries to the uterus. These are called the oviducts or fallopian tubes. They reside close to the ovaries but are not attached to them. The funnel-shaped end of each oviduct nearest an ovary is called the infundibulum. The fertilized egg, known as a zygote, moves to the uterus about 3 days after fertilization. The uterus of a mammal is a Y-shaped structure consisting of the body, 2 uterine horns, and the cervix. The size and the shape of the uterus vary with the species. The upper part of the uterus consists of two uterine horns that process to the oviducts or fallopian tubes. At the ovulation, a follicle ruptures, releasing an ovum that is caught by the infundibulum. After copulation, sperm move through the uterus to the oviduct. Fertilization of the ovum occurs in the upper end of the oviduct. The uterus is the site where the fetus grows until parturition, or birth. The uterus of a mammal that normally produces a large number of offspring at each breeding cycle has relatively large horns and a small body. In contrast, the uterus of a mammal that normally produces a single offspring or twins has smaller horns and a larger body. The cervix is the lower outlet of the uterus. It is composed primarily of connective tissue and constitutes the gateway between the uterus and the vagina. Like the rest of the reproductive tract, the cervix is lined with mucosal cells, which make significant changes as the animal goes from one estrus cycle to another during pregnancy or gestation. The vulva is the external opening of the reproductive and urinary system. The exterior or the visible parts of the vulva consist of 2 folds called the labia majora. Inside the labia majora are 2 folds called the labia minora. The bladder collects all liquid waste or urine. The urine passes through the urethra to the vagina. The urethra attaches to the floor of the vagina between the cervix and the vulva. The clitoris is the sensory and erectile organ of the female. It is just inside the vulva. The clitoris develops from the same embryonic tissue as the penis in the male and produces sexual stimulation during copulation. Lastly, the vagina serves as the female organ of copulation or mating and as the birth canal at parturition. It is the passage between the cervix and the vulva. The lining is moist during estrus and dry when the animal is not experiencing estrus. To gain complete understanding, students must be familiar with the parts of both the male and female reproductive system. In the male reproductive system, the major organs are the testicles, epididymis, scrotum, vas deferens, urethra, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, Cowper's gland, and the penis. In a female's reproductive system, the major organs are the ovaries, oviducts, uterus, vulva, bladder, clitoris, and vagina. So it is the structures of the reproductive system of animals. Thank you for watching and listening.